Warning: the SCP Foundation audio archive is classified. Access by unauthorized personnel is strictly prohibited. Perpetrators will be tracked, located, and detained. Imago, Part 3 of 5, Current Document. Item Number SCP-3004. Object Class Keter. Special Containment Procedures. All communities that could possibly support an SCP-3004 event are to be monitored for uncharacteristic rises in death rate and attendance at places of worship. If a community is shown to have been the host of an SCP-3004 event, all afflicted civilians are to be amnesticized. Any injuries or deaths that occur because of these events are to be given applicable cover stories. At no point is an individual known to be involved in an SCP-3004 event to be considered for Foundation employment, D-Class, or otherwise. MTF-Y99, Altar Boys, is tasked with responding to SCP-3004 events in progress, where possible, and stopping them by any means necessary. All sightings of SCP-3004-2 are to be reported to the Theology Department. Images of SCP-3004-2 are to be dismissed as hoaxes or deleted as necessary. All instances of SCP-3004-2 found in the wild are to be destroyed to avoid future SCP-3004 events. As of Project Site-C Lux, there are to be no attempts to track SCP-3004-2 instances. Any attempt is to be made to destroy them before their disappearance. Currently, all containment is focused upon reducing the efforts of SCP-3004 events which have already occurred. If SCP-3004-1's entrance into the material plane is unavoidable and inevitable, Protocol Damnatio ad Bestias is to be enacted. Description: SCP-3004 refers to a series of anomalous events that occur in Roman Catholic, Eastern Catholic, Anglican, and Episcopalian communities. SCP-3004 events occur without any patterns connected to population or demographics other than religion. While SCP-3004 events are varied and have few similarities to unite them, the presence of SCP-3004-2 at each event proves a connection. SCP-3004 events are rituals carried out by otherwise non-anomalous individuals in their place of worship. Despite showing a great divergence from Christian norms of worship, individuals involved in an SCP-3004 event show great hesitation to stop engaging in the ritual, even those that involve self-harm. All individuals attending the place of worship for that purpose will not stop the rituals involved, even if their actions go against previously held morals. Individuals who normally exhibit entomophobia exhibit no fear of the SCP-3004-2 instances involved in the ritual. Deaths that occur as a result of SCP-3004 rituals will be categorized as death by natural causes, regardless of what was done to the individual. Those who witness an SCP-3004 ritual express a renewed interest in their chosen faith and seek to convince friends and family to accompany them to their place of worship. Examples of SCP-3004 rituals include the slaughter of a child bearing traditional stigmata wounds, out of which crawled instances of SCP-3004-2. The child was killed when the officiating priest bit out the child's jugular. SCP-3004-2 instances crawled in mass from the wounds up to 6 hours after the child's death. The forcible removal of the officiating priest's teeth by 12 children. The children and the priest were then seen to vomit instances of SCP-3004-2. The teeth were served in the place of communion wafers later on during the Mass. The violent castration of every male who had reached puberty, scrotal tissues were gathered and disseminated among the faithful and worn around the neck as scapulars. The castrated individuals then mimicked the cry of an unidentified cicada, believed to be Cicadetta lusulenta, before many succumbed to blood loss. SCP-3004-2 instances were observed carrying off discarded testes. A visibly pregnant woman was chosen from the congregation and brought to the altar where she laid and proceeded to give birth to over 60 instances of SCP-3004-2 and a stillborn infant wearing a wooden crown. The crown was burnt and the body consumed. SCP-3004-2 instances resemble the extinct Cicadetta lusulenta, albeit with a much more colorful wing pattern than what has been described. Despite appearing in every way alive, SCP-3004-2 instances are primarily made of wood and glass. It is unclear, currently, if SCP-3004-2 instances are the cause of SCP-3004 events or vice versa. During an SCP-3004 event, SCP-3004-2 instances are observed in prominent parts of a ritual. After a ritual, SCP-3004-2 instances exit the church and disappear after flying at least 600 meters away. The disappearance is hypothesized to be the SCP-3004-2 instances returning to SCP-3004-1, either to feed it or perhaps be given further orders. It is believed that SCP-3004-2 is a mechanism by which SCP-3004-1 collects belief or faith in order to consume. It is unclear as to why SCP-3004-1 in its former incarnation did not seem to require SCP-3004-2 instances. As of Project Site-C Lux, it is now known that SCP-3004-1 created the instances of SCP-3004-2 as a replacement for the Cicadetta lusulenta. SCP-3004-1 is the entity that controls SCP-3004-2 instances and is believed to be fed by the SCP-3004 rituals. SCP-3004-1 is a Level 6 pistophage entity that exists partially within baseline reality but primarily above it. From within this dimension, it is currently unable to directly manifest itself into the plane of existence. However, if given enough belief from the SCP-3004-2 instances, SCP-3004-1 will be able to enter the current baseline reality, which could cause an XK-class end-of-the-world scenario due to the brutality of SCP-3004 events. SCP-3004-1 views itself as a deity worshipped under the umbrella of Christianity. Due to this, it is theorized that the belief of Christianity-based religions, especially Anglicanism and Roman Catholicism, melded with the beliefs of the Kitlaji in such a way that their destruction caused SCP-3004-1 to feed on the beliefs of the only remaining familiar group. If SCP-3004-1 enters the baseline reality, Protocol Damnatio ad Bestias will be enacted. This will involve the use of thaumiel objects and mass amnestics which will serve to erase Christianity from the historical record. Cut off from its food supply, this is theorized to be an act that would fully neutralize SCP-3004-1. Addendum. It has been noted that SCP-2852 has ceased its appearances after the first recorded SCP-3004 event. Due to the similarities of their manifestations, this is hypothesized to be related. Currently, all personnel assigned to SCP-2852 have been reassigned to SCP-3004. Thank you for listening. Intro music was from Punch Deck. You can find more at soundcloud.com/punch-deck. You can listen to the remaining 2 episodes ad-free and early by pledging on Patreon. Rating, reviewing, and sharing always helps. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you in the next episode.